Record.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Hagadera. We are still waiting for Hagadera.
Why don't you make communication with Amalim?
We are actually doing that. One of our support, I have a support individual here who is helping me contact them.
We are really stuck here. When are we staying up here?
Up to 4.
Oh, nikigeuka sioni.
Oh, yeah.
We are really stuck here.
Yes.
How many times?
Tuanze bila wao.
I mean, do we have afternoon shift or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, I believe you are doing very well. I'm pretty excited that today you have found time again so that we are able to continue with our session. Just a few ground rules, possibly. I would like all of you to make sure that your microphone is at mute. Unless you need to use it, then you can use the raise hand function on the top or left bottom section of your screen. And once you are allowed, we will be unmuting your microphone and you can share with us any information or you can share in our class altogether. I also request that we avoid turning on the microphone and communicating across so that you're able to focus on what you're doing. Today's session is very interactive and it will require you to open your computer and do a little bit of typing and research work. So make sure where you are seated right now, there is a computer which can access the internet. I'll also be reviewing what you will be doing from my location. So I'll expect total cooperation from all of us as we are working alongside. In case you have a challenge and you are not able to reach to me directly, kindly use the chat function below and type your question or your answer or your query, and we will be able to get back to you immediately on the same. I believe that is, those are the basic ground rules that we have in today's nugget. We have a question? First, I believe everyone is able to see my screen. If you are not able to see my screen, please raise your hand up. If you cannot see my screen, raise your hand up. And since I can see all of you, and I would like those who have muted their cameras to let them on, so that when you need to raise a concern immediately or raise your hand, I'm able to see you even without using the raise your hand function on your computer. So if you can allow your video to be on, Aisha, Bashir, and a few others who are joining in, that will be really helpful for us to have a very interesting engagement with all of us. In case you feel that there's something that you're missing, kindly type on the chat area. The team is here and we'll be able to support and respond to that accordingly. Now, this is just a microphone test. I would like all the team members, if you can hear my voice, you raise your hand. Everyone in the whole, in the video. I can see Bashir, good. Ifo, thank you, that's good. What about these Corona guys? The Gahale. The Gahale have called themselves Corona. Yes, that is good, Mir. Aisha, I can't see you. And Bashir Muhammad, I believe you're able to hear me now. You guys are too many today. Good. Perfect. Let us kickstart into a very exciting topic on blogs. Most of us have been hearing blogs every now and again. People have been hearing about these people called bloggers. And today, in this exciting session, we will be looking into details on what these blogs are. Our main objective is to understand the different dynamics of how blogs work. And we'll be looking into detail what it means to say a blog or to use a blog, what blogging is all about, and the different aspects and topics that we can use to make our blogs better. Already, we will also be looking at some CMS or management systems that we can use so that our blogs become very appealing to the users. And a very good example that I will really focus interest on, because it's easy and free, is actually WordPress and blogger.com. And of course, finally, I will be sharing with you what everyone is doing right now. We are doing freelancing so that we can make money. So I will also be sharing with you how to make money with your blog. So I believe this will be one of the best sessions that we will have alongside what we have been learning. Good. We have heard about the term blog before. And just for a clarification, that blogs do exist in different dynamics. We have blogs that are very corporate for an organization, and we have blogs that are for fun by people, individuals. People like you and I can create our own blog and start sharing information. A blog is simply an area where you share your thoughts online. You wake up in the morning and you think about life in Dadaab, and you start writing articles based on life in Dadaab. Or you start writing content about how you are feeling today. So blogs are these niche of websites that are usually dynamically updated now and again. They don't have information that is just very constant, but blog information usually changes now and again to cater for new things that are happening around the environment of the blog. That means blogs are very active. Every now and again, when you open a blog, you will find there's new information each time. And it means there is a lot of work that needs to be done if you decide to move or if you decide to work around having your own blog. From yesterday's session, you will agree with me, we talked about content development, and we looked at the different content that we can develop for our users. Now, when we talk about blogs, we definitely use the same ideology that the content we post in our blog is not only limited to text and articles. Blogs can be videos. So we can put our videos and share the same information that we'd like to have. In this aspect, the person who maintains a blog, the admin or the person who maintains a blog, is a person we call a blogger. So a blogger is this individual like you and I who sit down and decide to write anything about a given topic. We might decide to write about coronavirus and update people on how the occurrence of coronavirus is affecting business. That's a blog. And the activity of you getting all this material together, whether it's video, whether it is text or audio, is what we call blogging. So blogging is the activity, the actual activity of compiling and getting all this data together so that you can publish on your blog. So the blog is the platform. A blogger is you as the individual who runs the blog, while blogging is the activity that entails collecting all this information, compiling it together to form or to post into your blog. And quite a number of skills are needed in blogging. Definitely, what you have been learning in your digital class incorporates of most of the skills you need in blogging. This includes article writing, designing, social media, and even search engine optimization, which we'll be looking in a very short while in this nugget today. So blogging should be fun, because if you're not a very active individual on your blog, people will get bored about your blog. As we have said, blogs are very dynamic compared to normal static websites. And companies have also understood that having a blog is one of the most valuable assets they can have, because they will engage with their clients and even answer their queries based on the blogs that they post. So, which kind of information do we put in a blog? Like I've said earlier, blogs are made up of information that is not structured to follow a particular path strictly. You can wake up in the morning and start writing a blog about Hagadera or Ifo or the Gahale, or you can talk about taxis in your town center. You can also talk about digital learning in Dadaab, among many other things. So we don't have a specific element that we use to categorize a blog and ask users, people who are creating blog content, to strictly follow. Blogs are very open and they allow you to express your mind to the same user. However, there are details in blogging that we take a look at that enables your blog to be very interesting and appealing to the users. I will switch my screen to one of the blogs that I found very appealing on the internet. Mohammed, I can see you talking to your friend. I'm not very sure what's up. If you have a question, let me know. My computer is not switching. Good. So on your screen, there is an example of a blog. I have also shared it on the chat function. If you'd like to follow that across, you can open that in your computer. I've shared it in the chat function. So everyone can see the one, but it's written Sotiwa Portal. Now, this is one of my blogs that I usually run and operate and share my ideas and information to people out there. And by looking at this particular blog and the kind of setup that I have used colors that appeal to a particular category. And you can tell the most trending topic is on coronavirus. I also focus on entertainment, business, technologies and software, and also health. So that means a blog is very open to different categories depending on the interest of the blogger. If you look at the stories up here, they're all aligned towards the topics that are very appealing or interesting to me as the blogger. If you scroll down, if you're able to scroll down on your computer, you'll see hundreds and thousands of stories I've been sharing for the last 3 years. And all of them are held up in this particular blog. So you also can start blogging by using different platforms that we will be looking at in a short while. This is just an example of a blog. Is there a question? Now, class, have you ever seen any blog when you are browsing the internet? Have you ever seen any blog that you can share with us? Hagadera, you have switched off your camera. Have you ever seen any blog? Have you ever interacted with any blog before? If you have ever, maybe raise your hand and then tell us which blog you have ever interacted with. I can see everyone. Yes? Which blog have you ever interacted with? Sorry, come again.
Top scorer.
Top scholar.
Scorer.
Scorer.
Football things, yeah.
Ah, nice. That's a very good one. Anyone else? Which blog have you ever interacted with?
Yes.
Team Ifo. Team Ifo, which blog have you ever interacted with? Nice. They are speaking so slowly, Team Ifo. I can't hear very well. Hagadera, which blog have you ever interacted with?
Yes, Marlon.
Yes, Harun.
Yes, I have interacted with the curriculum change in Kenya.
Come again?
The curriculum change in Kenya.
Exactly. Is that a blog?
Yeah, someone wrote a good blog about how the curriculum is going to.
Very good, very good. Yes, Hagadera, I've seen one hand up. Please tell us.
Yes, one. I've also interacted a blog called How to Balance the Full-Time Job to a Freelancing Watch.
Interesting. So we have a freelancing blog somewhere that you've interacted with. That's good. Bashir? Your voice is a little bit low, Bashir. Maybe you can put it. Yeah. You can put it in the comment section. Yes, Ifo. Yes, Ifo. I can see someone there who has raised their hand the whole time.
Yes, Mr. James.
Yes, please.
I am the fitness blog.
What is the name of the business blog?
It's called Fitness Lifestyle.
Very true. Now you will all agree with me. You will all agree with me that blogs come in handy in any business or even in the life of the blogger. And just to ask before we dive into deeper details, is a blog beneficial? Do you think a blog is beneficial? What benefit do you think a blog can have? People sharing their stories randomly and posting updates now and again. What is the benefit? Do they have any reason to do that? Yes, Bashir, I need you to get closer to the microphone.
Hello, Marlon.
Yes, Harun.
Yeah, one of the benefits of our blog is that it's educating the world what's going around.
Very good. Having a blog means that you are able to share information to the world on what is happening.
Yeah.
That is very good. Anyone else? Why do we need a blog? Yes. Yes, Amir.
It helps to generate income.
Come again, please.
It helps to generate income.
It helps to generate income. So you're trying to say that a blog can also be used to make money. You can make money through blogging. Interesting.
And that's the main one.
Interesting. We'll be looking into details in that and see how best that works. All of us have this good idea and information of how these particular blogs work. And let us dive into details and see how best can we work with blogs and make money out of it. Now, remember, a blog is usually hosted online. That means whenever you are deciding to create a blog, there are things that you consider. where some of them are based on the kind of content that you will deliver or give to the people reading or viewing your blog. And this is gotten from yesterday's session on content development. So I want to focus mainly on the blog themselves, how they look like, the structure, and any investment that you might need for you to start blogging. I would like you to relate this information with the information we did yesterday, with the session we did yesterday on developing content. Now, starting a blog means first you have an interest on what you would like to share with your audience. And in this case, once you understand what you will be sharing with your audience, it is now time to start developing these blog platforms. I believe whenever you create a blog, you might want the whole world to know about it. So you will not just create a blog on Microsoft Word and keep it in your computer. The very best way is to let the world know that you have a blog that is in existence. And the only way people can access your blog is through having it on the internet platform. So having it on an online or on the internet platform allows people who are searching for the information that you're sharing to access this blog of yours. And in this case, we have different platforms that support blogging. Most people, before they can start blogging, they usually invest so much in learning how to do coding and programming and web development, because a blog is like a normal website, but the content is what is different. So people spend a lot of time doing coding and developing blog sites from scratch. However, some will decide not to reinvent the wheel and use the already existing platforms to develop their blogs. A very common resource or platform, we call them CMS, management systems, is what you had learned in your digital class, and it is called WordPress. Lift your hand if you have ever heard of the term WordPress. If you have ever heard of the term WordPress, lift up your hand. That's good. That's good from Hagadera. What about the others? The others who are sitting behind there? Team Hagadera. I'd like you to spread out. I can see people who are too close to one another. Kindly. Team Hagadera, you need to spread out. Okay, good. And Meir, your camera is upside down, but it's okay. Now, all of us at least have heard about WordPress. Guys. If you open your Google, I'd like you to open your browser on the computer. Open your browser on the computer. And I would like us to, hey, this thing is not switching. Malim.
What is this?
The screen I'm sharing. I want to share this. Share. It's not.
Stop that one. Stop that one that you're sharing.
Oh, I need to stop sharing.
Yeah.
Then
you share again.
I share again. I'll do this. Good. I was trying to see how to do it. I was stuck a little bit. Someone has bailed me out. I wanted to switch the screens. Okay, back to life. On your Google search engine area, I'd like you to type WordPress blog or just WordPress. WordPress blog. I can also type with you. WordPress blog. Search WordPress blog. Press on enter. This is an example of a CMS or an online platform that is free for you to start doing your blogging. So My internet is also quite lazy today. So I'll click on, there is the first segment which might have an advertisement. We will be talking about what it is later on when we are talking about search engine optimization and why we have those results. Down there we have wordpress.com, create a free website or blog. I would like you to click on that segment of create a free website or blog, and definitely this is the interface that you will get to see. And it's even doing a little bit of marketing and telling you how many people, how many websites across the world are done through WordPress. Now, for us, if you want to start your free website, you just click on start your free website. You will get a form. By filling this, you'll be able to successfully set up a WordPress blog that you can use to share information and content with your user. Another very interesting platform, I will leave this here. You will try looking at it later on, because I'll be coming back to this when we're doing search engine optimization and see what the URL will look like, what a domain name is, and how it looks like, and what's the relevancy. For now, leave that as it is. I also like you to open a new tab and type Google, type google.com. In the search area, I would like you to search for Blogger. That's another free blog creating CMS, or the custom management system, that you can use to create your blogs for free. So that means if you are investing to have a blog, you can save money. Rather than having your own blog from scratch, you can peg your needs on the free blog generation platforms like Blogger and WordPress, and that will really work magic for you. This is the homepage for Blogger. I believe you can see my screen, and also on your computer. If I click on create your blog, I'll be able to do my blogging. During SEO, I will be sharing with you later on SEO why this is a good thing and why, again, it is not a good thing, based on search engine results and what you usually call domain ranking or domain authority, and how that affects your business. For now, those two platforms are very interesting and free for us to use when we are working with blogs. Do you have a question? Good. You have seen those platforms and how free they look like. However, who has a question? Mohammed, you have a question?
Yes.
Come across, please.
Yes. Yes, but what is the difference, a journalist and a blogger?
Perfect. Mohammed is asking, what is the difference between a journalist and a blogger? Team Hagadera, what is the difference between a journalist and a blogger? Yes, Hagadera, I am unmuting your microphone.
Yes, Malimo Siso.
Yes, Siso, kindly.
Yes.
What's the difference between a blogger and a journalist?
According to my understanding, there's a little difference. It's very big difference. Because of journalists is a certain reporter who gather a lot of information and making case study online, always. While a blog writer While a blog writer, like someone working a certain company or a certain business that's providing certain information. But a blog writer must also be a journalist. So according to my understanding, they are similar but slight difference. That's not allowed.
Perfect. Basically, you're very right on that. Can I get any other description from IFO? IFO, what do you think? Anyone from IFO? What is the difference between a blogger and a journalist? That's good. I've seen someone also who has raised their hand. Bashir, what's the difference between a blogger and a journalist? Now, basically, to put across is a blogger can be a journalist and a journalist can be a blogger. The title comes in based on the intention of where they're taking the information and how they interact with the user. A blogger majorly has a one-on-one connection with the users or the people who are looking at the blog and reading the information. They are not usually sent on behalf of. They can wake up in the morning and start writing about how I slept yesterday. And they have a personal touch with the users who are reading the blog and the content. On the other hand, a journalist will not directly have a connection with the user. However, will be working on behalf of a particular organization or company or media house so that the information can reach the intended user. The difference is only on the connection between the user and the blogger or the journalist. However, this can be interchanged depending on how the journalist decides to run and operate in their scope of work. Don't forget, even a doctor can become a blogger. Are we there? That is why you also can become a blogger. Mohammed, did that answer your question?
Yes,
perfect.
I got it.
Perfect. So, there are things that we have looked at, or the platforms that we have looked at, that support individuals to run blogs for free. Now, I'd like us to take a few seconds and look at the nitty-gritties of a blog in details, because what we have just done is an overall, the nitty-gritties or gritty items of what really makes up that blog to run smoothly over the internet. The most important two things that you need to understand in blogging is what we call a domain name and web hosting. Who has ever heard of the term domain name? Team IFO. Yes, Team IFO, I can see someone from behind there.
The name of the website.
The name of the website, very good. When you talk about a domain name, you're simply referring to the name of the website. Or I'll be showing you how that looks like as an example. Who has ever heard of the term web hosting? Web hosting. Who has ever heard of the term web hosting? Who has ever heard of the term web hosting?
Web hosting.
Yes. Finish the discussion and then you tell us what you have agreed, what a web hosting is. Moha, discuss with your friend and tell us what you have agreed. Once you agree, you raise your hand up.
Hello, Malim.
Yes, yes, Bashir, I've seen your hand. Tell us.
Not Bashir.
Oh, Harun. Yes, Harun.
Yeah, our question is business that provides technologies and services on their website or web page.
Very true, Mr. Harun. Well, when you talk about web hosting, you are definitely saying or referring to a location locally or remotely, which is usually a server, where you store your files so that people in the whole world can see your documents. And in this case, let's go back to a domain name and take a look at the details of what it looks like. This is just a friendly term that people will use to refer to your website. A very friendly one. I can have a domain name by the name harun.com, or I can have bashirmuhammad.com. That is a domain name. This domain name, you don't just do guesswork, but you develop the domain name based on the niche and how you'd like to interact with the people who are reading your blog. If the people who are reading your blog would like to know about the DAB, for example, the one I have on my screen is the DAB Collective. If the people I want to interact with, I would like them to know my name in the business as the DAB Collective, then I will use the name the DAB Collective. So you also can choose a name that is related to what you are writing about. If you are writing about news, you are a reporter in quotes, you will say Reporter Harun, or Reporter Bashir, or Reporter AKA, among many others. Remember, the domain name does not just stand on its own, it has some connectors on the left and on the right area. Right now, I'll only focus on the one that is on the right, because the one on the left, WW, which is World Wide Web, by default, our search engines nowadays are very intelligent to detect the structure. You can see on your screen, it's the dabcollective.com. I believe you have also interacted with other domain names which have a dot what? Have you ever interacted with any domain name that is not .com? It has dot something else. Please tell us what it was.
Yes, sir. James.
.net.
.net, Aisha, very good. Yes, Mohammed. Anyone?
.com.
.com is already there. Yes, very true.
.co.
Perfect. .co.ke. Exactly. Come again. .org. Very true. Dot what? .co.ke.uk. I can see you guys are already bloggers.
.net.
.net. Perfect. I can see you guys are already bloggers, and that's a very good thing. You have noticed that most of these URLs are not just standard. We don't just have .com. We have .net and the many others that you have mentioned. That extension .com or .net or .co.ke usually has a meaning. For instance, I'll of course give you more data that you can use to research on how to work around it. For instance, when we say .com, it means that is a commercial website. So if I say Bashir.com, it simply means Bashir is in business. It is a commercial business. Are we there? Because it is .com. If it is .org, it simply means it is an organization that is non-profit making. Sometimes as Aisha advised, we can have .co.ke. Now, those are domains that are broken down into two parts, where .co denotes company, .ke or the following prefixes denotes a country. For instance, if I say muhammadnoor.co.ke, it means Muhammad Noor, which is the domain name, with an extension .co, which means company, .ke, which means in Kenya. Who can guess what Somalia might look like? If Kenya, it is .co.ke. Uganda, it is .co.ug. What do you think Somalia might look like? Dot .som or .som.
.som, yeah. .co.som.
Exactly. So depending on the country prefix, I'm not sure again, we can revise more and see whether that is true. On the Somalia part. Aisha, are you sure about the Somali part? I'm doubting.
I have never heard that one.
You have never heard that one. So Aisha, you need to do more research. That's okay. Now the whole domain name, which is now, for instance, what I have on my screen, the dubcollective.com, most people call it a URL. And a URL in full means a uniform resource locator. It supports you to access that domain.
Full for what?
Sorry?
URL full for what?
It's called Uniform Resource Locator.
Oh.
Uniform Resource Locator. I'll also be sharing that on the chat. That allows someone who is anywhere in the world to access your blog. And later on, when we will be doing SEO, we'll be seeing the relevancy and how to tweak yours to tag the domain name to what we usually call keywords, and how that helps to drive traffic to you. And when there is more traffic, there is more business in your blog. Blogs are usually bought approximately $10 or so, depending on the company. And in your Google search, you can just type buy a domain name. You will see all the prices depending on the company. It's not a standard price. Once you buy, yes, please.
Kindly, can I ask a question? One question.
Please do.
Yeah, if I want to become a blogger,
yes.
So which platform shall I use to write my blog?
Okay, a very good question there from Mr. Harun. Hagadera team, which platforms have we mentioned right now that you can use to do your blog? Hagadera, someone?
Yes.
WordPress, very good. Any other? Team IFO?
Yes.
Team IFO?
That was
WordPress, very true. We have mentioned WordPress, Team IFO. Any other that we have mentioned? We have mentioned two. Blogger, perfect. So we have
Madam, the website, you can use WordPress.
Yes.
And Blogger, yeah.
Perfect. We have
Blogger and WordPress.
Perfect. We have very many platforms. However, for simplicity, I have only mentioned two. I have said WordPress and Blogger, and we have seen how they look like. However, if you are a techie guy, you can do programming and do web design. You can create your own from scratch. You don't really have to depend on WordPress or Blogger. I believe that answers your question, Mr. Harry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. So, let me know in case you have any question as we are still moving on very well. I can see already we are making bloggers here. Once you buy the domain name from whoever is selling, the companies that are selling, you now need to buy a server where your files will be put Remember, your blog you might decide the kind of content you're sharing with the people is video. You might decide the kind of content that you are sharing is text. So where will you save those pages so that whoever is in a different country can access them? And in that case, you need what we call hosting or a web hosting. So a web hosting in this case allows you to upload your files and images on the cloud so that they can be accessed by anyone in the world. So the domain name will be linked to your account, which is hosting your files, and that enables someone to access your files directly. And of course, web hostings run all again from 10 USD all the way, depending on the capability of the hosting platform you buy. And we have quite a number of companies. If you open Google, you are able to see which companies are selling and at what cost in that case. Are we there? And that is what we have generally looked at in that case. So I don't want us to deal so much with WordPress, but we will be looking into details about WordPress in when we're doing SEO, when you're doing content. And I believe you did WordPress earlier on in your digital training. And we have just done that by going to Google, searching for WordPress.com, and of course, looking at where your needs are. Most of us will be confused on which one. Do I go for WordPress? Do I go for Blogger? Do I go for creating my own platform? It all depends on you. There is nothing superior than the other. All of them serve the same purpose. However, depending on the skills that you have, you will decide to choose either. And I will advise you to take a look at both of them and see which platform you will feel comfortable in. And that is the main idea behind the two platforms that serve a very similar purpose when we are working all together. Question. Before we start making money.
Yes, question.
Yes, please, Bashir.
Yeah, my question is in case a blogger want to create a web like e-commerce, like a business page.
Yes.
So is it good to use the WordPress or Blogger, or which one is the best option?
Perfect. I have just answered that question a few seconds ago. However, I know maybe your internet was not working very well. No, I have just said
Depending on.
Aisha, continue.
It depends on you. The one you find it is fine for you is the one you will choose. You first have to see all of them, examine. So the one that will be best for you is the one that we will choose.
Very true, Aisha. We will not be limiting you and saying only WordPress is the best. No. Or only Blogger is the best. It depends on you at an individual level. But when you will go into deeper understanding of how websites work and computer security and cyber security, you'll then start to understand the different nitty-gritties of how that works, especially in an e-commerce platform where money and credit cards and those Visa, MasterCards are involved, and the kind of security flows that are there in either of them based on the functionality of the site. For now, as a normal blogging, when you're putting your own stories out there, WordPress or Blogger will work just fine. It depends on how you know and how best you understand the content. Remember, blogging does not mean just having a platform. It means sharing information. If you remember my very interesting phrase, I usually say, sharing is what?
Caring.
Sharing is what?
Caring. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Team Ifo, is that true?
It's caring.
Not scary, but caring.
Caring.
Some are saying it's caring.
Not scaring. Sharing is
Caring.
Now, as a blogger, you realize having your content on your website alone is not really very beneficial. However, you can decide to use other social media platforms and make your blog even more repeatable by reaching more people. Details of web marketing and how to share that on social media platform and how to check for the people who have accessed your site. We will share them when we will be talking about search engine optimization and other different aspects of promoting your site to look better. Now, I have 8 minutes to talk about money. If you don't want to hear about money, raise your hand. Okay, no one is raising their hand. They don't want money. Team IFO. Okay, now, the objective,
Yes,
of, the objective of having a blog is to share information. But during your activities of sharing information, it is also fine for you to make a few coins here and there. And when I say a few coins, I mean probably 50, 500 USD, 5,000 USD to even 1 or 10,000 or so USD. How does that work? Most of the time, when you are promoting your content and people are reading what you are doing, they will feel the need to come to you and ask you, hey, buddy, I would like you to share my story on your blog. It's more of an advertising agency. Like people see advertisements on television, people feel the need to reach many people through that platform. You as a blogger also, an interested company will find the need to advertise their product onto your website. And that is the catch. So I come to you and tell you, hey, buddy, I need you to advertise my cooking oil or my Anchera here because I'm good at Anchera. And since your website is telling people on how to cook the best Anchera Somali, then the people who are selling flour will come to you so that you can promote their flour or eggs or pan and cooking fat in that website. Another very good example is text linking advertising. And this again works in a two-way traffic. There's a benefit to the person who is posting, and there's also a benefit to you as the blogger. When you see most of the advertisements, probably you will hear a very reputable person or a celebrity talking about a particular brand. So your blog will be a brand on its own, and companies will find the need to attract or to come to you and request that you post for them something in your blog. And that is where you have the ability to set up a pricing for that. A very good example, which I already have my screen, I've just switched a little bit. Where is this blog now? This one? Browser. Oh, here we go. I was looking at where my browser is. I got it finally. Can see people are very hungry. Now, I showed you earlier a blog that I manage, this particular portal, and the tagline is, we pretend to know everything. And a very simple way that a client will reach to you, it is not even you telling them to publish on your blog. It is them coming to you. I have a very small, I don't know how to do this now. How do you even navigate? I want to, it's okay. I'm learning. I wanted to, so an example of an email a client will send to you. I'll just share mine, which a client shared that they wanted to post on my blog. And this is to show you that yes, a blog can make money for you, and you can also start working on a blog, for example. And you can tell, are you able to read the screen?
Yes.
So this person who I've never met popped up in my email, and he was like, hey, will you post on my blog at $20 soonest? And the title is, what are common commercial flats, flat roofing problems? They are paying $20. What they're doing is they write an article, they send, and once they send, this is the article they send. once they send, we pick the article, we publish it on our blog, and that person pays you $20 for that. However, that does not just happen overnight. You need to be very patient with the blog and content writing. Content might even take 2-3 years for it to start earning you money. The main thing or the main ideology is keep writing and writing quality content as usual. And of course, you'll be getting clients who will be requesting you to post information for them in your blogs. And not only that, some people will bring normal advertisements, and that will also bring and generate revenue for you. Now, I would like us to stop our class there for now. We will continue with this discussion and combine it with search engine optimization and what makes your blog to trend, what makes people to like your blogs, and how to do research for the content that you're making. We'll actually be doing research on exact content in our next segment. So for the few seconds that we have, I will open this forum for question and answers from all of us. So if you have a question, let me know.
Yes, volume, not question, but suggestion.
Yes, please.
Shall we come back in the afternoon? If you go now.
Do this. Hold your thoughts. Perfect. That's a good question. You will just go have your, do we have food today? Yes, you'll go have your food, have your lunch, and then come back as usual. We will be able to advise at that particular hour. Our class might start at around 2:15. So yes, avail yourself as we continue this journey of blogging and search engine optimization.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you. It was an honor having all of you attend this session. I hope you have learned something of value, and I hope to see you again in the next segment. Enjoy your afternoon. See you again, inshallah.
Yes,
thank you. Safe day.
Madam, before you go.
Yes, I should.
And how can I attract more clients, or how can I attract my clients through this blogger?
That is a very good question. Actually, Aisha, that is what we will be doing in search engine optimization, attracting people to come to your blog and how that works. We'll be doing that in our next section.
Yes, okay. There's another question, Malim.
Yes, please. There was a question, yes?
Yes, Malim. Yes, Malim.
Please come in.
Yeah, my question is, yesterday there was a content development session. Some of us were not active. So can you please help those who are not participated in that session or of content development?
Definitely. We will be supporting all of us, and I believe the video has been uploaded to a common resource. Yes. That should be YouTube. And in case you find you're stuck, kindly reach out to us. We'll be able to support you, definitely.
Yes, Malim, there's another question.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to be a blogger. You know, maybe I don't know how to write a blog in an online. So where can I study further? Be an expert.
I believe in the morning you did article writing.
Yeah.
And you have done other skills like content development. So a blog is just you expressing yourself using either of the tools that you find available in your area. A simple article like how to wash your hands during this COVID-19 outbreak. And then you write an article about how to wash your hands. That already fits in a blog section. You can upload that into the blog platform like WordPress, and that is the best way to kickstart it.
I have understood, Malim, but the designing.
Oh, the designing of the blog.
Yeah.
Good. We have talked about WordPress and Blogger, which are very easy and direct to use in design. And I believe in your digital class, you are taught about WordPress.
Yeah.
You can give it a shot. I'll also be sharing more materials on how to do a killer WordPress profile or blog that for further reading so that you can access. Is that comfortable?
We want a practical, Malim, once.
Perfect. We will definitely plan for that.
Yes, question, Malimu, related with that one. Hello, Master James.
Yes, please. Come along.
Yeah, my question is related to that question. In our session with our teachers, we have learned about how to create a WordPress account.
A website.